How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your Ginger Geordie Geek. Welcome back to the channel for another geeky art attack. And tonight we're going to be doing amalgamations, so can't wait to get into that. Before we start, just going to say a quick hello to everybody. We've got, as ever, good old James T. Keegan. How are you, James?
Heyo, what's up?
Heyo, indeed. Are you well?
I am. We've cooked up some interesting things for you for this episode, so yeah, I'm excited to see what people come up with.
Good. Looking forward to getting into it and seeing what you and Ephraim have been concocting. So speaking of Ephraim, how are you, Ephraim?
This one is specifically for James, a comic deal. Since when I came on really quick, I went away. What is going on, comic book familia?
Very good. Very
Love
good.
it.
Are you well? Are you good?
Fine. Yeah, it's a little bit overcast here in San Diego. We're gonna get some rain pretty soon. Yeah.
That's first time in 30 years or something.
Bless you. You must be devastated. Do you know what I mean? Meanwhile, we've got gale force, wind and snow and rain. Poor John's from Scotland. They've never seen the sun. Isn't that right, John? It's just permanent rain.
I went away one chilly night in October, never came back.
We've also got good old Phil. How are you, Phil?
Oh, good. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a mild 13 degrees outside. I think my summer.
Yeah, be sweating over in
I am
Ireland.
sweating, yeah.
Yeah. It's always nice to see you. And we have got James, comic deal. How are you, James?
Good. I'm just having a wee read, just reading a wee comic here, no big deal. Just chilling out here.
Just chilling, having a
It's just happening when the Pugmon comics here. So
You big like.
Good stuff. And we have got Kev. How are you, Kev?
I'm not too bad. How are you guys?
Very good, mate. Very good. Looking forward to getting into this. So, tonight we are joined by two very special guests. First off, we've had Alex on the show on a number of occasions. So, Alex, it's always fun to have you, my friend. How are you? Are you well?
I'm great. I'm psyched to be back. I love the show.
Good stuff. And you always do some absolutely incredible... Well, you're an artist. You're stunning artwork. So looking forward to seeing what you pull out tonight. And we are joined as well by one of my favourite writers, the incredible John Lees. How are you, John?
Oh, thanks. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invitation. I've always thought this was like a fun format for a show, so I'm excited to take part. I know with like the cost of living getting like steeper and things, I'm hoping that I discover some like unknown artistic talent so I can snip Alex out of the creative process.
John, we will accept a 30-page treatment for backstories for these characters if that's what you're more comfortable with.
Oh, I had a good run. Oh, well.
I mean, you with that in mind, John, you probably want to keep a close eye on Phil's artwork. I think Phil's probably the man for you. Yeah, me and Phil tend to be the top of the crop. The rest of them,
Even Alex just falls way below my standards. To be honest.
It's true.
It
is true.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but they just think of this as an addition. It's like the kind of comic art's equivalent of that scene in The Dark Knight when the Joker smashes the fuel queue in half and like throws it.
Only one of them will survive. Yeah. Okay, chaps. Just before we say hello to the chat, I just want to touch on a couple of books here. Going to start off with some work by Alex. Alex, you are knocking it out of the park at the moment, and a number of who've already been talking before the show are absolutely loving some of your work at the moment. In particular, The Devil That Wears My Face is just... It's just superb. Absolutely superb. Ephraim, you mentioned that you're just getting onto that. Tell me a little bit about why you're enjoying the story.
Usually when it comes to horror, when it comes to horror movies and TV shows, I'm always like scared about them. But when it comes to comic books, for some reason, I enjoy reading them. And it's just the artwork, the way it's drawn, like in the darkness, and the priest is like set in the 1700s. It's the Vatican is, well, I'm spoiler, but this priest gets possessed by a demon and all havoc breaks loose after that. It's written by David Pedpos, also, who's a great writer. He's doing The Punisher right now. Yeah. And it's just a really great comic book that just grabs you and you want to read it. And that's what I always look for in comic books. It's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
the art style, it's just a great. This is a book. I mean, John, are you? John, I'm going to put you on the spot, John. If you haven't read it yet, but I'm sure you will be having a look at it at some point.
Do you know? Like, I will say honestly, I've been really keen to read it. I saw the artwork for this. Probably before anybody. I think it was June.
Right?
I was with Alex, and he was showing me the pages, and he just dropped them. I was like, "It's going to be really great." And then my comic shop hasn't got it in. I've been raging. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to trade with it, which I hate doing. I like getting books with nothing issues, but no,
I know you're a big horror movie fan, John. This story for me is just waiting for a movie treatment. Do you know what I mean? It's a beautiful little arc, I think. So yeah, it's fantastic. I'm also really enjoying Drive Like Hell. That's just concluded. Issue 4 has just come out. Really fun little story. Again, amazing artwork by Alex. And Alex, I've just picked up your trade dress and your Virgin cover for Thundercats 1, your homage cover. So I've got the original there, so absolutely love those. So some stunning work as usual, Alex. We'll touch on at the end of the show a little bit about what you've got coming up, you and John. John, you're almost is the Nasty 8 issues? I can't remember how many issues.
It's 8 issues.
8 issues.
Yes, issue 6 just came out. Issue 7 is due out the last week of this month.
Yeah, so that's that's an interesting story in a young lad who I've got you on the show, John. You can tell about it.
Oh
But
yeah, you're making me work.
Yeah.
The Nasty is a coming-of-age horror comedy set in 1990s Scotland against the backdrop of the Video Nasties moral panic about this kind of lonely kid who's a kind of horror-obsessed, and he still sees his imaginary friend from childhood who happens to be the star of his favourite slasher movie. And him and his friends come across this old videotape containing one of the most notorious banned video nasties of all, and they plan to screen it, but things go increasingly wrong.
Yeah, I've read the latest issue, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but there's a scene where I want to describe it. Some of you guys who aren't from the UK might not remember the name Mary Whitehouse. Anybody know Mary Whitehouse? She was this interesting old kind of purple rinsed lady who was very on the TV all the time against moral justice and all this kind of stuff. And there's a character in this who reminds us a bit of her.
Yeah, very much based on Mary Whitehouse. If you don't know who Mary Whitehouse is, you have no visual reference. What I keep on saying is that Tilda Swinton in Snowpiercer essentially just did like a spot on impersonation of Mary Whitehouse for like her character in that movie. So just imagine that person.
Yeah. There's an interesting scene where she does something with a videotape, which was like, what the hell is this lady's crackers? She's barking bloody mad. But yeah, and again, we'll come at the end, John, about what you've got coming up next after the Nasty finishes. But this has got me very excited, gentlemen. You know I'm a huge fan of the Sync universe. I know this is coming out soon. Alex, apologies, I've shrunk some of those images, but these connecting covers, crikey, it just looks amazing. So tell us how we can get into this universe, how we can support this next book that's coming out, John.
Well, Sync Monsters is the latest campaign for Sync. It is launching on Kickstarter on 14th of February, a little over a week from now, Valentine's Day.
It's appropriate, isn't it? It's nice.
So like for anyone who's not read Sync so far, it's kind of like our longest running, or my longest running book that I've ever worked on. It's a kind of mad, unhinged opus, kind of hard-boiled crime horror set in this nightmarish fictional district of Glasgow called Sink Hill, populated by various oddballs and deviants and monsters and killers and ordinary people that have to live amongst them. We've had 2 full volumes so far, and we've got them into that kind of extended one-shot called Dig, which told the backstory of Mr. Dig, one of our breakout characters. And now we've been doing on Kickstarter special exclusive sort of deluxe editions of chapters that are going to eventually be collected in Volume 3. And one of the really cool things is I've seen the kind of advanced kind of preview of the Kickstarter page that's going up next week. One of my favourite touches that the publisher, Tyler James at Comics Tribe, put in was this little graphic, like the reading order of Sync, and it's like, Sync 1, Sync 2, Dig, Cutthroat, which was our last campaign, and then Monsters, and it just feels kind of really cool to have like written so much of something, and had and for Alex to have drawn it as well, that you've actually got a story that has a kind of like a reading order for it, because it kind of feels like a little body of work in microcosm. So there's options to kind of get caught up in the whole series. There's kind of tiers for that, or if you're already caught up, there's like various options for just jumping in the latest chapter. But it's going to be a big year for Sync, I think, so I'm really looking forward to getting that rolling.
Good. If you've not read Sync, ladies and gents, it's one of my favourite books. It really is worth picking up on, because it's mad. And I love how you're a master, John. You did the same with Hotel. How it's kind of separate tales, but they're all interlink and connect and come back and things like that. So yeah, I can't wait for this. And obviously, Alex, the artwork in Sync is just I want to say good, but that feels unfair. It's vile. Do you know what I mean? It's stomach churning at times. But yeah, it's an
I want to say
amazing book.
good, but
I love the magic of like comics, like where vile and stomach churning become compliments.
Yeah.
Like, so thank you so much.
Really do recommend you check that out, guys. Okay, let's jump into the chat and see who we've got. We've got good old StreamYard. Thank you for joining. We have got good old Fuzzy of the Dunlop. Can't stay long, sadly. Congrats, Alex, on the cover for Infernals next week. Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to have a look at that. One of his favourite covers of the year so
Infernals
far.
is great. I'm just cheap plug for something that I'm not even involved in, but I got to read the advance copy of issue 1. It's incredible. One of the best debuts I've read in ages. So check it out.
Oh, I'll check that one out. Sounds very cool. We've got Bat Dan. Nice of you to join, Bat Dan. Hope you're well. And we've got C4 Dark Main. Thank you very much for joining. Fuzzy's never felt 13 degrees. Fuzzy, you're up Scotland as well, aren't you? So, yeah. We've got Mrs. Von Hoot. Thank you for joining. Bat Dan is saying the devil that wears my face is amazing, Alex. Good stuff. Now. Fuzzy is one of our biggest supporters on this channel, and he always comes in with the very important questions. So, John, important question time. Square sausage or link sausage? That's because in Scotland you have these weird kind of...
If you say square sausage, you're a fucking animal, I think.
Well, that's such a very specific, nuanced, tricky question. Because in Scotland, people ask what's the difference between like an English breakfast and a Scottish breakfast. And one of the key hallmarks of a Scottish breakfast is that it has to have both square sausages and link sausages in it.
Both. Yeah, I can go with both.
So yeah, I like the variety, but generally speaking, I'm more of a sausage link guy. But specifically, there's a butcher's like just down the road from me called Warnock's Butchers that does like the best sausages in the planet, which are square sausage, and I put a bit of cheese on them.
Cheese on a sausage?
Yeah, it's like, I know, don't look at me like God has turned your eyes from you. Once you've tried it, you won't be able to go back.
Yeah. One of the good things about doing this show, John, is Efren, a good friend up at the top from San Diego, 90% of the time he hasn't got a clue what we're talking about when we're talking about food. We tried to explain spotted dick to him a few weeks ago and he was bemused.
It's not a disease, it's
You'll be familiar with sausages, Efren, sure.
Oh, that no, yeah.
Square sausage?
No, not square. No, that's like whatever.
Whatever. If you're ever in Glasgow, I'm taking you to Warnock's the Butchers and you can try some square sausage.
You can have some cheesy sausage. Lovely.
Yeah, cheesy sausage. Alex is left. He's so disgusted.
Alex is upset. Yeah.
He's away Googling square sausage. That's what
What the problem is, he's terrified that I'm about to show up in the art.
That's what it is. That's what it is. He knows you're going to best him. We've got, when I was little, 8, I used to think that Freddy Krueger lived in my toilet and used to feed him my Brussels sprouts every Sunday. I'm not sure I'd feel confident sitting on a toilet with Freddy Krueger's claws.
Waste the Brussels sprouts as well. Brussels sprouts are delicious when you cook them properly, I think.
Not sure about that. Let's see what else we've got before we move on. We've got Wayne Deacon. Nice to see you, Wayne. Hope you're well. And we've got Chris. I'm sick and at work, so obviously I'm completely checked out and just openly watching you. I dare them to complain. Good man. I hope you're feeling better soon, bud. We've got loads of sausage talk going on, which is interesting. Link, yeah. Let's have a look. Cheese and sausage, hell yeah. Let's move on from the sausage talk, shall we, chaps?
We might be circling back to
I know what my
later,
podcast is going to be about.
Cheesy sausage. If you put in the title cheesy sausage, you'll get some strange people
I want to do a show, an interview show. It's going to be like hot ones, except we're just eating sausages of various types.
With different condiments. Yeah, that'd be good.
I'm actually quite hungry.
Yeah, I could go for it.
A sausage, a cheesy sausage.
Okay, chaps. So tonight we are doing our usual Art Attack show, and we're going to be doing amalgamations. Amalgamations basically meaning squashing together a number of characters into one kind of character. They did this in the Marvel and the DC universe a while ago, and this is a character that they had called Darkclaw, who was a version of Wolverine and the Batman, obviously. It was a great little run, actually. Some good books in there. So I'm excited to see what our guys have given with tonight in terms of some of the figures to draw. We have got, as usual, a viewer competition going, so please do send in your images to Triple G Comics over on Instagram, and I will pick some winners at the end. We've also got, as usual, the rules. Any medium you want, using any reference material. So John, if you've got an iPhone or something handy, you can bring up the images so you can use them as a guide. We say 5 minute max, but we normally argue with the
You might as well delete that part. Like,
I know,
we
I know.
typically give you 10.
I know.
You should see me attempting to draw anything. Like, and I'm like, I'll be. To me, 5 minutes for an eye that I'm happy with.
I mean, me and Phil are so skilled, we don't normally need the full 5 minutes, Phil, isn't that right? We can kind of just blast through. But we like to give Alex a bit longer because he takes a while. Do you know what I mean?
I appreciate
it. Yeah. And there's a couple of rounds for it to go through. Okie dokie. With that, I'm going to hand over to James and Efren to get on the way.
Grand, yeah. So just the way myself and Efren did this, he picked 4 characters and I picked 4 characters. We didn't tell each other who we kind and we just randomly kind of assigned them. So your number 1 was my number 1, and etc. So we have kind of an interesting mishmash of characters here. So first one up, we have the Punisher, and this is Erica Slaughter from Something Is Killing the Children, Efren?
Yes. Yep.
What made you pick this character?
Just when she first came out a few years ago, I just really enjoyed this character, and I just like her whole persona. And then you picked the Punisher, I believe. So
yeah. It is a funny. Like Punisher is my absolute favorite character of all time. Yeah. So yeah, I just threw him in there. But I think this like matches really well. Like I'd almost love to see a team up of these two.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool to see. So I'll give everybody a second. We'll start the timer, but like we'll give you a little extra.
We'll start the timer at 15 minutes. So.
Yeah, if I had one, I have to just repeat the 5 one over and over again.
Yeah.
Right, so everybody's going. Okay, so first topic. Okay. So we want to talk about comic book rails, Efren. So I recently, just last week, picked up an ASM 129, so first Punisher.
Oh, nice.
My Grail book, like the one I've always wanted. Like even since I was a kid, I remember seeing the cover of it, like on Google or whatever, and be like, oh yes. So that's now out of the way. I know that you have an incredibly impressive comic book collection.
Yeah, I recently had the Ghost Rider, but I sold it because it was a low grade, and I just got it graded and I just sold it. I didn't really want it, but
yeah.
My other Grails that I want. I mean, I want the one Peter has. I want the first Thor, Journey into Mystery. That's another one of my Grails. I want the Hulk and Iron Man. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get them. And the first Amazing Spider-Man, his comic book. Yeah. I want those. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get them. They're so well, prices have been going down. So I think now would be a good time to buy those books if people had the money. I'm sure it's a great deal.
You're absolutely right. I think if you're looking to buy comics, I think now we're sort of towards the bottom of the price they're going to be going toward. I think it's probably gonna tick back around. I don't know. Like, what do you think has caused that? Like, I know there was a huge kind of inflation of the price a couple of years ago. I think people were home.
Yes.
Just not spending money, and they kind of people kind of ticked on to comic book collecting, particularly for like investments and stuff. But like it's some books are at half the price now that they were a year.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is COVID. People just were at home more, and they probably had a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but more money to spend. But they weren't going on vacations and doing other things, so they just started, collecting these books. But it's like the market has gone down.
I do know that, like, during the height of COVID, for me, it was like that kind of endorphin rush of getting like new manga and like the mail was like what I'd replaced human interaction with. So
yeah.
In America, didn't you have was it a stimulus check or something as well?
Yes.
A lot of people.
We got a stimulus check, and I mean, I was at home a lot, so I should have sold some of my books to get my other Grails, but I just didn't. And I'm trying to sell some now to hopefully save that money and get the rest of my Grails. Let me ask you quick, James. If you had a chance to buy another Grail, would you want it graded, knowing probably it'd be more expensive, or take a chance on buying a book that's raw?
I would never buy a big book like that raw.
Yeah.
I want that guarantee that it's not been restored in any way, and as well as that the price difference is so massive between grades. You want to know what you're buying. I wouldn't know looking at it if that's a 2.5 or a 4. And I think often people who sell raws like that are that kind of high quality.
I have to say,
shooting up,
I have to say, James, when I went down and bought my X-Men 1, Raw, that was probably the most bum twitchy moment I've ever had waiting for that to come back. Because if that had come back restored or something like that, I had the opportunity to have lost an awful lot of money, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So I just never take that. I like to know what I'm buying. You know, I wouldn't take that risk. And like it is a gamble, you know, in a weird way. It almost is kind of gambling.
I mean, I bought my Hulk 181 Raw years and years ago, and it came back a 7.5. You know, so I was happy with it. Yeah, you do take a chance, you know. But I would talk to the seller and ask him, hey, you know, especially on eBay, if you don't like it, you can always return it, you know, get your money back, you know. So
yeah, exactly. And I suppose like I know that, you know, dealing at conventions is a big thing, and there's a lot of like people who don't want to ruin their reputation.
Yeah,
with loads of people coming out saying I got a restored thing or I got a qualified thing or whatever, you know. So yeah, but like Punisher out of the way now. I'm gonna try over the next like year or two to get a few. Like that's Punisher. Hulk 181 is probably the biggest one I'll be going for like soon. But I want like a 1.8 or a 1.5 or something, you know, like just entry level for that, and I'm happy with that.
I have The Last of Us #1 for you if you ever want to buy it off of me, man. CGC.
Peter has my copy. So it's awaiting being sent to CGC.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So I handed it over to him. I said just whenever you're sending them next, send it over.
Sold it.
Sold it. Did you?
Yeah.
How much did you get?
£3.50.
No, okay, fair enough.
Make sure you get it up. Make sure you get it cleaned and prepped beforehand, you know, just to get the highest grade you can.
Joe's the weird thing about that book is I remember 5 years after it came out, seeing like the 4 books, like it's a 4-issue run, the 4 issues for like $8, you know, $10 or whatever, and then just like the following year it just shot up, like, and that first book just kept going and going. I know like hype of the show was part of that, but it was going up before that anyway, so it's kind of crazy.
I didn't even know I had it until we started talking about it.
I couldn't. I was like, how do you not know a book that like, valuable is sitting in your collection? You don't even know. And then I was really happy for you when you got the 9.8. I'm hoping I got one as well. Because it's like double price between 9.6 and 9.8.
You know that happened to my brother. He had what was it? Deadpool's first appearance.
New Mutants 98.
He just bought it. He bought it off the rack when he was a kid, and it was just like one of like 15 comics he bought that day. He put it in a long box, completely forgot about it, and I don't think he even opened it. And then Deadpool blew up, and he's like, "I think I got that," and he just kind of flipped through it and was like, "Oh, well, that's convenient."
Yeah.
Have you ever had Efren? Because I know you have a vast collection. Any other kind of lucky? Oh, I have this book kind of moments.
Gosh, no, not really. I know which books I have. You know, that one just popped out because I didn't even read that book. I just put it away. I don't know why I bought it. You know,
yeah, you probably saw like, a post-apocalyptic thing. This looks interesting. You know,
and no, I mean most of the books I remember that I have. You know, so, but, I dig. Speaking of the first Punisher, his costume is the best except for his white boots. Especially, I was like, come on, man, do something better than that. You know, the white boots always threw me off of his. You know, so
yeah, I only just read it. I kind of made a point. Sorry, in the last couple of months to read a lot of the first appearances of characters, and I don't know if Spider-Man writing was like, obviously it establishes these amazing characters with really cool backstories, but actual like stories themselves are so kind of simple and there's a way. I know they're a lot of them are for kids anyway.
Yeah, simple.
But like it was a bit rough of a rough read. I feel like it didn't hold up story wise. It's weird that he just doesn't know that this weird Goblin man is like gonna backstab him, you know. It just makes him look a bit stupid. Yeah.
Tough read, some of them are, you know, from the 60s. You gotta remember it's a completely different era in the 60s, you know, the 50s.
Yeah. Blade is one now. That's another kind of first period. Tomb of Dracula 10, is it? That's another one that's like still fairly reasonably priced. And I think like when there's a game being made at the moment. When the movie comes out, I'll be like in a big Blade mood, and I'll be happy I have that song. I'm gonna get one of them. So.
I think I have that book. I'm not sure. I gotta go check. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. That is one I think that holds up well, though. I've given that a read, and that's from the 70s. I think it's a really fun story and like really cool. And I suppose that's there's some like Universal monster-y kind of stuff in it that I just enjoy, and I think that's kind of timeless, you know.
Of all the covers that you have on screen right now, I think the one I like the most is just Black Panther one, but he's jumping like the moon's behind him. You know, it's by Jack Kirby. I think it's a really striking cover. I really like that cover.
Yeah, well, for me, like AF-15, I think is probably the greatest cover of all time. it's unfortunate that the greatest cover is also like the most expensive Marvel book you can get. So it's frustrating, but yeah, it's so iconic, like that kind of pose. I love seeing cover swipes of that, or like when it's homaged in movies and cartoons and stuff. It's great.
Did you ever see the other cover they had for that?
No.
Like, there was a. So I had I got my son like a book of like the first like 10 issues, something like that. And in the back they have like an alternate cover that they had, and it's nowhere near comparison. But it's just really odd to think like he's doing the same thing. He's holding a guy, he's swinging.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like we're looking down at him instead of looking up. And he's got the same dialogue and everything, but it's such a. It looks like a panel more than what would be a cover.
I can't believe I've never seen that.
I'm sure it's online. It's got to be, right?
There you go.
Oh, there it is, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, Kev, I'll make you see.
That's it, yeah.
Was it the same artist or different artist?
Yeah, it was Ditko. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was this goofy like leg kicking up like that.
I've never seen that.
See, now I wonder if that had been the original cover, and then you see this one though, would you say the opposite? Would you be like, oh, that one's so much better than this? I like them both. But
who knows, right?
The AF-15 is just so iconic. Like, I think that's probably the best. But Black Panther's definitely a cool one. I think the first Venom is a cool one as well. It's a shame that Venom's not on it, but that's an iconic look as
I do not know how you can talk while doing this. My entire being is focused on masterpiece.
That's why me and Efren are here, because somebody has to talk while everybody's got the head sound.
While you chatted about variant covers, I studied the Blade. While you chatted about Blade, I studied the Blade.
We were a minute ago. Efren, I don't know about you, but I hate the Amazing Spider-Man 1 cover.
Yeah, I mean, it has, iconic characters on there. That's what makes it, people wanting it. The Fantastic Four, like the first crossover in, Spider-Man. So, it's just something that I want, though. I don't have it.
Of course, for what it is. But
I agree. It's not,
He's doing this weird pose. Like he's in this glass elevator for some reason. There's just too much going on, I think, on it.
Yeah, that is a weird cover, right?
Yeah, I've always
kind of do like spread eagle or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's starfish,
Yeah.
That's it. All right, lads, that's been 10 minutes. How are we all feeling?
I'm just putting in some shading to finish off.
Some cross hatching. Some.
I am feeling very disappointed in myself.
That's. First round, fellas. First round.
Yeah, just a warm up. Just the warm up.
I'm gonna be nice now. Who wants to go first? Who's like fully ready? Because a lot of the lads like.
I'll go first.
I'll stop.
I like that. Yeah,
awesome.
That is very cool.
Nice. I like that.
I didn't want to draw another arm because it messed the first one up. So I'm like, nah, he's lost it. He's lost the arm.
Either smoke or just chop that sucker off.
Yeah.
Right, Phil.
It's really embarrassing that you said it for 10 minutes because, like, this is like so shit. Like, it's
yes, not terrible. What are you talking about?
I like that.
That's all right.
I blood on there. That's good.
I traced that off of my phone. Those 2 images you used, I got them on my phone and traced them. That's what I come up with.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's classy. I like it.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. That's great.
Very cool.
Well,
Yeah.
good.
Very cool.
Ah, man, I'm in trouble now.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Nice. Peter, I can't wait to see this.
I wouldn't get excited. It's not bad.
That's all right. I like it.
I like the chainsaw.
Combination
Yeah,
of imagery.
Yeah.
I like the mask.
Yeah.
The mask.
I have to say, like, my lack of familiarity with something that's killed the children ended up, decided to just go for more of like a wordplay thing rather than much. So I decided to go for the Punisher is killing the children and had him like.
I mean, I'm not sure we're allowed to show that.
Do you know what? Of all the combinations of takes, that's not what I would have thought of, but I think that's
Honestly, the logic's kind of lacking because if you can see the bullet seems to have passed clay through his skull and made it explode, but the bones were somehow intact. So I don't know.
All the shrapnel was Alex. You okay?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
All right, let's see what you got.
Hold on. You want to say hi already? Ah!
Hey.
Oh,
Hi.
Right.
Hi.
All right, this is what I
He's
do.
getting that's scary.
Oh, there you go.
Alex, man.
There you go. Is that good?
Oh, it's good.
job.
That's incredible.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
That
Alex
is
shows how it's
superb.
Thank you.
Superb.
You guys good on our show?
Right, let's hold them up and get a
All
photo.
up.
I gotta do a drawing. Oh, here we go. Hold it up.
Right.
Oh.
There you go. Yes.
And click.
Casey Jones, but in the tunnels, kind of.
You think it looks like Casey Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
Casey
You're
Jones.
raising straight Alex.
There you go. You need to. There you go. All right, take the scoop.
Good stuff.
Great comment,
Good
yeah.
stuff.
All right.
Jesus.
Do the best.
Sorry, I can go.
Apologies.
We got the show done.
I love it. I love it.
Sorry about the interruption. but-
What was that? Anybody else? What did
Yeah,
Sean say?
I was thinking, I didn't want to say I was thinking in my head, geez, that's good timing, isn't
I was
it?
going to do you want a balloon?
yeah. I'll be like, yeah, hey, remember him? That's Mr. Lee's. Ow.
Good stuff. Good round that. Good stuff.
Oh man. All right.
Right, what's next?
Can we catch up with the chat, Peter? Because I just
Kev, I like the way you
I just sort of
incorporated
ignored
the
it.
skull with the teeth of the Punisher on yours, man. That was pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
That's all right. That was in my head straight away when I saw that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
It was in my head too. It's just trying to convey that to paper, where I struggle.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm a great artist. You know, but when my hands take over, like stick figures.
Right, are we all ready for the next one?
Yeah.
What we got?
Okay. We have Cammy from Street Fighter, and a friend, Jessica.
Jessica Cruz, one of the Green Lanterns. You know, like a really bigger character. So so I figured we combine those two.
We both just happened to put the female characters, like it was just a coincidence,
Yeah.
but like I think these match really well together. I'd love to see like Cammy as a Green Lantern or like Jessica in the Cammy outfit or whatever. So yeah, really excited to see what you guys do.
Sadly, like I think there was a new opportunity to go for like Cammy and the Kingpin or something here. It would have been a great combination.
Yeah.
Kingpin in that little leotard would be an interesting one to see.
Let's see his Kingpin.
Just have a look
What's
at,
her name on the left?
Cammy.
Her name.
Cammy.
The Green Lantern.
Cammy.
Oh.
Cammy Street Fighter.
All right.
I'm not going to trace this one, I promise.
It didn't help last time, Phil. It wouldn't work.
I know.
So we have Dr. Von Hoot Hoot in the house. Even though DJ Link's going to buy an AF-15 at MegaCon on Thursday, he only went specifically because the dealer said he'd have it. Very good. Aussie cost of living skyrocketed. Here we go. 15 minutes before the dealer changed his mind and said he was going to get it regraded. That's shocking. Like when you show up ready to make a deal and then they just back out at the last second.
Okay.
Fuzzy is off, so thank you for joining.
See you, Fuzzy. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye, Fuzzy.
Yep. Somebody asked, "What's the Insta?" Somebody mentioned an Instagram account earlier. Oh, it's for here. Sorry, do you
Triple
have it
G.
on a slide, Peter?
Yeah, it's on one of the slides, mate.
Yeah, I got it up here.
That one. Yeah. Triple G underscore comics.
Triple G underscore comics. Yeah. Grand.
Okay, time's up.
I haven't even started
Oh my
yet, so he's got plenty.
So I've just been distracted by the reference photo for Cammy. Sorry. Focus in here.
Yeah. Right. So we. Right, Efren. Speaking of women of DC, I suppose Millie Alcock has been cast as Supergirl. What are your thoughts on this? You watched House of the Dragon, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought she was like one of the best things in it. Like one of the best performances. Definitely, it was kind of unfortunate that she was like halfway through the show, the time
Yeah.
kind of jump happens.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I wish they would have kept some of the younger actors and actresses for a little while, especially the two lead women. You know,
I think the new ones like hold up, but I don't know. I think it would have been gone down a bit better. If
I
you had
think
a
that
whole
was a big
season
part
of
of
the
what kind of like took me out the show at first, maybe kind of like take away out of warm take. It's now just as we're getting into the characters, they changed the cast again. You're like, oh, what's going
Yeah,
on?
I agree. I think you should have done a season of the young ones.
Yeah,
and then have the time jump for season 2, maybe.
Yeah, I think it would have been better.
But what do you think anyway? Her as Supergirl. I heard her name floating around for this, and I thought, yeah, that's a fantastic choice. She's excellent.
I mean, they make these announcements so far ahead of time. Sometimes I wish they would just hold back a little bit, you know, keep everybody in suspense. And as long as the script is good, you know, she can act, so that's a plus. I mean, so, you know, hopefully it'll be a good, you know, depending on the plot of the movie too, you know, what it's going to include. But I mean, so far, I mean, like I said, they haven't talked about anything about this movie, but I mean, picking her, I think it was a good choice.
Well, it's based on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
You've read that one, have you?
No, I've not read that one.
No, has anybody read it?
Phil has from when he did the Nerdy Herd, I think.
Phil, what do you think of?
Oh, The World Tomorrow. It's really good. It's quite polarizing. I think if you're a diehard Supergirl fan, this is not what you'd be used to. But basically, she goes off world to kind of drown her sorrows by getting drunk a lot, because she can't do this on Earth because of the sun. So she goes here and does do this, and I really enjoyed it. But the art was the best thing about this. This was Bilquis Everly, I think her name was. It's a French sounding name at least, but I thought it was fantastic. But I don't know who this girl is. Who's playing her?
House of the Dragon. She plays the.
Yeah, I just wish that they would have kept the previous.
That's a great point. So Sasha Calais, wasn't it? That played in the Flash.
From the Flash movie.
She was great. I think it's unfortunate now. To be fair, I think I'm kind of past my mourning period for the Zack Snyder kind of universe or where DC was. I'm just kind of ready now at this stage for let's see what he's got, you know. So like I'm excited about this. I'm sure some people are mentioning like Bat down here, Supergirl hasn't even got a director yet. So unless
I wonder.
Going to be in the Superman movie now. I'd imagine she'll make a cameo, like there'll be a post-credit scene or something like that. She'll kind of set up her movie because it's supposed to be kind of hand in hand. But it's an interesting take. Like I know it's more of a sci-fi set in another world, so I think that's like an interesting kind of story to tell, especially like introducing the character. You know.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think you guys are saying it's going to be from a book, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I think they're taking a chance on it. Honestly, I think they should just give her like a first movie, show her on Earth maybe, and then after that, you know, go from there. You know, but they're just going to put her out there really quick. So hopefully, they're making the right choices for this character.
That's a fair point, but I think, you know, when you have the Superman movie, like these are two of the first projects. Like I think Supergirl is maybe the third movie to come out. You want to distinguish it a bit from the Superman movie, like instead of just another person in blue with the S shields flying around Metropolis saving people, you know. So it is a risky one, I think, definitely.
I think so too.
I think I'm curious to see what they do with it.
John, I know you're a Superman fan. Are you excited about the James Gunn movie coming out?
Yeah, I think I am. I'm a fan of James Gunn. I think this is going to be an interesting challenge for him because I think James Gunn is capable of doing like movies that are actually surprisingly deeply emotional in a lot of ways, but a lot of times he kind of has the crutch of kind of like concealing that in a lot of like snark and kind of like, you know, humor and, you know, like and kind of like irrelevant stuff. Then you kind of like almost kind of get taken by surprise by the emotion that kind of comes underneath it all. But I think with a story like Superman, I don't think you can really do it the wink nudge kind of way. I think you have to kind of be earnest with it. So it's going to be an interesting kind of like stretch for him, a kind of like test of like his like, you know, diversity as a director, kind of his versatility. So I think he's capable of doing it, but I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think to do it, he's going to have to kind of grow as a director and maybe do the most sophisticated work he's done, but I think he's ready to rise to the challenge.
He's going to have to dial his humour back a little bit, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of pressure on him, I think, for sure, you know, to get it right. You know,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like I've never cried as much in a movie as Guardians 3. I think.
Oh
Really
yeah, no, literally like
entertaining
Guardians 3. I won't give away what the scene was just in case like anyone's not seen it. There's like one specific moment in that movie where literally it was like in the manga or something like or like a comic or a cartoon, but they have like the absurd single tear that runs down like your cheek, like that. And I was, oh, they got me.
Now, is James Gunn going to be directing Superman? Is he taking that one?
Right,
Superman he is, yeah.
Okay, but all the other ones, he's just going to be like the Kevin Feige type, just
he's overlooking all of them, but I feel like he'll just kind of jump in and take control of whichever one he wants to, which feels to me like a lot of power to give somebody, Like I remember when this was now, I've always loved James Gunn. He's a fantastic director.
Yeah, like go back to Super and Slither and stuff like that.
Sorry.
We're even going back to like Super and Slither and
Super's excellent. Like I love Slither. It's great. I love everything he's done. But like it just felt like this is a lot to put on one person. Like and I think having like Kevin Feige doesn't direct the movies. Like he kind of lays out the story. I think in part works with story writers and stuff and says like pull something from this and that. But like to get in the director's chair is another story. And also like I found it weird like. I don't know, was it DC just kind of giving the finger to Marvel, like where we took him off of you from when he there was the drama with Guardians 3 where he was kicked off of it for a while, but like why, like because Suicide Squad was like an excellent movie, but like it didn't do well in the box office, so why is he their darling? I
would say anything doing well at the box office at that time, because that came out right in the height of like the COVID dead zone essentially.
Yeah, but it was that HBO Max day and day thing. And like Godzilla did well and Mortal Kombat did well, but like Suicide Squad didn't for whatever reason.
I think it's just a name, and he's affiliated with Marvel, and he's taking something like Guardians of the Galaxy, which remember like when that came out, like everybody's like, sure, you want to do that one, go for it, I guess.
Yeah,
like, I don't know anybody who was excited to see, my favorite comic, Guardians of the Galaxy, finally hit the screen. It was more of hey, it's the next Marvel movie. Let's go see that.
Yeah.
So I think that if he made something out of that, they're thinking, well, he's a name. People will go see him for that, and I think it's more of that than anything. Like they've heard of him. That's why they hired him.
Yeah, and you can feel that in a lot of the choices he made, like some of the movies he's doing. Swamp Thing is in there, in your first wave. That's a really interesting kind of choice. The Creatures Commando thing, like almost kicking it off as well.
I think he's doing that so he can catch people by surprise, like he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Lesser known characters, and if they become really popular, I think that's really gonna make everything else better. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's just interesting, like, because we're getting kind of in the first wave that's been announced. Like, there's a Batman movie in there, there's a Superman movie in there, but there's no indication of where the Flash or Cyborg, would be. We never got.
I think maybe the Flash needs to be left alone for a little while after.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And at least like we never got a Green Lantern thing from the Zack Snyder DCEU, so like we can do that. But like Aquaman again, we don't know where that's going to be. So it'll be interesting. Is there any particular what of those movies, Saffron, would you be most excited for?
Gosh, none of them have really grabbed my attention right now. To be honest with you, I think the first one is Superman. Superman's Superman, so I want to see how he does with that, and I'll go from there. So I think I would love to see. I'm not sure if it's down the pike, but I would like to see a really good Harley Quinn movie. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, though. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed for Superman.
I don't know what's her name. I forget her name. That's terrible. She's really good actress. She plays in Barbie. That played Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie.
Like she's like obviously after Barbie, she's like a box office titan now, and she genuinely loves the character of Harley Quinn. If she's called up James Gunn and said I want to do another Harley movie, like I'm sure he'd say yes in a heartbeat.
But she worked on Suicide Squad with him, so I'd imagine they're quite pally. So I'd be curious now will they recast, because we're getting some people carrying over, like Viola Davis is carrying over, John Cena, Peacemaker carrying over. I'd like to see her continue because I like her Harley Quinn. Again, I think Suicide Squad's the second one is her best work as the character, so I'd like to see that continue. But it'll be interesting because I don't know if you can do keep that Harley Quinn but do a new Joker, and I'm sure they'll get to Joker at some point down the road.
Oh yeah.
Panels and a Half Pint would love to see a good Brainiac story on the big screen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Such a massive character that we're not seeing outside of like television shows and live action. It's kind of crazy.
It was the guy from Buffy. Did him in Smallville, wasn't it?
James Marsters.
James
isn't it?
Must. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jason Isaacs plays him in the new game as well. GP
I
Venom,
kind of
hope you
feel
all
like
have
he
a
should
great
be the villain
show.
of this movie.
Sorry, say that again?
I kind of feel like he should be the villain of this movie. Like, even if Lex Luthor's in it, I think like the main villain should be Brainiac.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lex is in it again, isn't he? So it's like
Yeah.
another Lex.
No, but I kind of feel like Lex should be less like a villain of the week, and he's part of the supporting cast. Like, he's like
Yeah,
integral to the story almost.
yeah, it doesn't need to be the main villain.
I'm bored of Zod as well. Give us someone
Yeah.
different to Zod.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I agree. So, like, there's a lot of
Yeah, somebody that wasn't in like the Christopher Reeve ones,
Yeah.
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 Unless you want to somehow get like Dave, no, it was Richard Pryor's character back.
Yeah.
We don't know who the villain in the Superman movie is going to be, do we?
Don't
The
think
main
so.
villain.
All we do is know that Nicholas Hoult is playing Luthor. We don't know if he's like the main villain or what.
I thought it was an Authority member. The character
are,
from
yeah.
the Authority.
Yeah. Interesting. Right, lads, that's 10 minutes you've had. So, let's see who wants to go. Who's hands up? Who's ready? Who wants to go?
I'm finished.
Grand. Get the things back.
Dick Peter, he's still drawing.
I'm nice this week. I'm in a good mood. I'll leave Peter alone.
So, I like again. I'm a terrible comment, but I due to a lack of familiarity with Jessica Cruz, I didn't really have much reference point in that. So I decided to just again go for some like wordplay here, and I decided to go for Cammy on at Jessica Cruz.
John, have you ever considered drawing your own books, John? Because
I think it is, yeah.
I mean, it's creative. I like it. Again, outside the box. I love it.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Right, Alex, are you finished?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I just mushed them together. There she is.
Oh,
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Stunning.
Wow.
After that hair detail.
That's so good.
Actually, looking at it on the screen now, I'm like, I gotta scoot that symbol over. And
Do you like on your own time, just like for the crack, like finish these up yourself? Like sometimes,
what's that?
like after the show, do you sometimes go, tweak that a little bit, like yourself?
I only once, and that was like when we did a Frankenstein,
Right.
and I cleaned that up and then tried to sell it at the show, and I don't know if I did it or not.
Pete bought it, probably.
James, how's it look? Nice.
Very good. Yeah.
Love it.
There you go.
Very
Very
good.
good.
Not only do I hit arms, I hit hands as well.
Yeah.
By extension of the arm.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Very
Wow. Stunning.
Those mitts up.
Who we gonna go? Phil?
How can we go after them? Do me and Pete first.
Whoa! What do you mean, dude, Pete? My.
I mean, this is what I have. Like, come on.
I like it. Looking at the nation,
I actually love putting them in a Street Fighter stage.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
I like that.
A for effort, Phil.
That's right.
Dear me. There we go.
Oh, you get colours and
That's
everything.
nice.
Oh, look at that. Look at that shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it? Yeah.
Not bad.
Nice, I love that. Right, let's hold them up.
This is the last time coming on this.
Some of these are stunning. Click.
Very good.
Very good. Right. All ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Right, we got the Joker.
Joker Scooby-Doo.
And Scooby-Doo. Hang on, I put this full screen on.
It's yeah, of course.
Destroying
How do I
dogs.
get this back up?
I like this.
There we go. There we go. Joker and Scooby Doo. And you'll be amazed to find out I'm not the one who put Scooby Doo in this. Efren was, but I love it, and I love you more for it, Efren.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah. Which
We do it there.
Gotta think about this one for a minute.
Did you used to watch Scooby Doo when you were a kid, Efren?
Oh hell yes, yeah. I love watching Scooby Doo. One of the best Scooby Doo, not his own show, but when they did a crossover with I'm drawing a blank on the Winchester show.
Supernatural.
Sorry,
Yeah.
blank on that. That was so great.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, I think it's like the best Scooby Doo thing that's happened for a very long time as well. You know, like some of the modern shows haven't been amazing.
One of the this book came out about 3-4 years ago. It's a DC Scooby Doo Apocalypse, drawn by Jim
we
Covers.
talked about it on I did it on
I really enjoyed that series. It ran for about 80 episodes. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch? Because when I remember, like there have been, because Warner Brothers owns both DC and Scooby Doo, so there's been crossovers. So there's a few comics. I've seen a few Harley Quinn chasing after Scooby ones, but there was in the 60s or 70s, like an Adam West.
Yeah,
like Batman and Robin meet Scooby Doo, and they go after.
When I was a kid, I had that tape and ran it to death.
Yeah.
Just because there was, I was too late for Super Friends, and if they showed reruns, we didn't have the channel. And that was like one of the few things I owned that was like a tape that had something with Batman on there. And I remember just watching that thing, and it was it was so frustrating because you had the Penguin and the Joker as the main villains, like working as a team, but they still dressed up as ghosts and like trying to scare everybody.
That is the weird thing about it. And aren't they? It's like the counterfeiting money or something. Is the
like they were. It's just.
I mean, even now they're still doing Batman Scooby Doo books. I mean,
Batman Scooby Doo Adventures or something, or mysteries or something like that.
So it's fun. That's why. Well, Scooby Doo, I picked him because he's a great character.
Yeah, I love him. To be honest, I'm annoyed. I felt like I'd be indulging a bit if I put Scooby in one of these things and not really had a top. I was gonna do it for the cartoons one, but I think we said 80s cartoons. I'm like, well, it's a 60s thing. The funny thing about that Batman Scooby Doo cartoon, though, I distinctly remember there's a shot in it where Robin's pants disappear. He's just naked from the waist down.
I believe it. Yeah, his neck was always like. I just remember Batman's neck always like disappeared. Like it would turn peach on them.
If you go back and watch Scooby Doo now, I love Scooby Doo. I think it still holds up, like in terms of like enjoyment watching it.
Oh yeah.
The animation is rough. Like it's just really like there's always every episode there's some kind of mistake. Somebody's like clothes change color or something.
Would you like to see another live action Scooby Doo movie?
Oh, absolutely. And I think because James Gunn was a producer. He produced the first 2 movies, the live action ones. So he's got some pull in Warner Brothers now. Like I'd love to see him just kind of on the side of the DC stuff. Go ahead.
I'd like the same cast back as well because I really enjoyed.
I love
the live action movie.
Oh, Matthew Allard as Shaggy was just one of the most perfect casts.
Yeah, superb.
Yeah.
And he's even gone on to be in the cartoons as well. To voice him. So. Yeah, Scooby Doo was like the first like thing I was obsessed with as a kid. Like I had my room painted like the Mystery Machine.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, yeah, love it. So
nice.
There you go. So on the topic we were going to talk about. So I mentioned this on a few shows, but there's this new Suicide Squad game out just last week, and it's getting like torn apart. People hate it. It's just kind of like predatory in terms of like how it charges you for stuff when you're in the game, like for costumes and stuff like that. People don't like the story as well. It's like it's set in the Batman Arkham universe, which is like a group of characters that people are very invested in, and they kind of just like don't treat them with the kind of respect, like in terms of like the Justice League characters and like Batman, with the like respect they deserve. So one of the most like disastrous launches of a game in a very long time, but it got me in sort of just watching people shit on it got me in sort of a DC mood. So I'm playing Injustice 2. I just played through the story yesterday. Fantastic, like absolutely excellent. Like, so the story is actually quite similar to Suicide Squad. It's like a Brainiac invasion thing, but like I love this universe. I love the kind of seeing after several years how various characters in the DC universe, like their relationship evolves when like Superman is turned evil, and how like the sides that people take, I think is excellent. You're familiar with Injustice?
I've heard of it. Yeah, this is a game that's out right now.
Yeah, it's been out for a few years now. It was like £6 on the PlayStation Store, and I said, I've not played it yet. I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. Like, it's a fighting game. It's from the same studio that does Mortal Kombat, so it's like a versus.
So going back to Suicide Squad really quick, did you buy it or did you just rent it out? Since,
No, I didn't buy it, so I just don't agree with the business model, so I don't want to support it. And also, it's not selling very well, so it'll probably be cheap in a few months. I think it'd be fun for like to piss around for 10 hours shooting things, but like it's designed to be played forever, sort of, to be continually adding content to people keep playing it, and it's just not good enough to sustain that, I think.
My whole gaming life's just been taken over by Baldur's Gate 3. I don't imagine playing any other game right now.
It's supposed to be phenomenal, but I've never. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I'm not a fan of that kind of genre of games.
Yeah, I've never really played much of that type of genre either, but it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. Good deal. But I found myself immersed in it.
Yeah. But anyway, on the topic of like superhero games, I just want to go through some ones. Now, Efren, you played Pong. I take it you never played any like the early kind of superhero games, like the Batmans and Spider-Mans that ever came out.
When we talked about topics, James wanted to talk about games. So yeah, go ahead play. I never got into games. You think I would have? I mean, to me, it goes hand in hand with comic books. But I never got the only game that I ever finished was Sonic the Hedgehog. And I was
there you go.
That's for that game when it first came out. And I was just determined to finish it. That's the only video game I have ever finished. So,
I always tell people that last video game that it was the same deal. Last game I got really into was Sonic and Knuckles back in '96. And then like once Doom showed up and it was like all 3D, I'm like, I don't know this.
Yeah. I've never played a Sonic game in my life.
Wow.
I like
the whole generation ADD.
Never played them. Like, I think because sort of the Sonic games when I was a kid are all bad. Like they kind of, there was a rough period where Sega was just pushing out crappy kind of games. So yeah, I just never really played them.
I didn't realize
I'm
that.
a Sonic Adventure truther. I love that game.
Yeah. I think I mentioned it when we did the movie review, Peter. I've actually just never, it's not what I've gone into. But anyway, superhero games. So like there's some, honestly, Efren, some incredible, like in terms of storytelling now, how far games have come. There's some incredible experience out there. Like, so Hulk Ultimate Destructions are really fun. Just smash up the city. Hulk game. There's a couple Wolverine games, particularly funny enough, the X-Men Origins Wolverine game is awesome. Like, but the movie sucks, but the game is fantastic.
Now,
there's a couple of.
If there was one game that I would buy if I bought a console, you mentioned it. It is not The Last of Us. You're going on about the Harry Potter one.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, can we get that? Oh my god, I need Harry Potter.
who's talking? I can't see anybody.
It's Mike Potter. Good. Get in.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
She wants Harry Potter games.
She
wants that game. Okay.
Xbox.
Okay.
You need to get an Xbox.
All right.
No, get PlayStation. Trust me. You can play Spider-Man.
I don't like the PlayStation. Only because I'm like, why is there a square and a triangle and a circle? I'm like, you're confusing me.
There's a. Okay, fair enough. There was a B X Y in a.
But yeah, that's the one game I would like to play. You went on about it so much, and it just looks. And I love Harry Potter's, Harry Potter movie, and so I think I would like. If I did buy one, it would be that game.
Yeah. Well, in terms of like superhero games, like some absolutely phenomenal ones. Like the Spider-Man games that have come out recently are absolutely incredible. Like I think some of the best interpretations of Spider-Man characters, and like the storyline is fantastic. It's like he's a bit more kind of mature. He's like 8 years into it. Villains, it feels like, have kind of started where they were in the comics, and it's like how they've evolved over that time. Where they're at that kind of point in their like criminal careers. It's really cool. And there's just like a lot of heart and obviously like a passion for Spider-Man in it. So like classic. My favorite PS2 game, The Punisher. I'd love a remake of this. I think it's excellent.
Is he being put into it? Chip? What do you call it?
A wood chipper. Yes, this game was banned in like a few countries at the time.
Wow.
So basically, it's a third-person shooter. You kind of run around shooting things. It's very kind of cartoony. Like it takes off of a lot of the Punisher Max stuff, like the Garth Ennis kind of writing in it. Like all the thugs are like idiots and stuff. But there's a mechanic in it, like an interrogation mechanic, where you can like grab somebody and like if there's a wood chipper or like a drill or something. You can hold them under the drill, and you basically you're like putting like as if you're gonna put them in it, and then to get information off of them. And then you can just throw them in it if you want to. So like there's like a level in a zoo. I think it's pulled from a Punisher Max thing or something. But there's a level in a zoo.
Oh yeah, with whatever her name is, the Russian thing, get thrown into the lion den.
Yeah. You can throw people into lion pits or snake pits and hold them up against rhino cages and let them get like attacked or into like electric eel tanks and stuff, shark tanks. It's so much fun. Like I love this one. I hope we get a Punisher game down the road. I don't know how Marvel feels about the character sort of at the time at the moment, you know. If that's something they want to do, and like the games are expensive to make now, so I don't know if it's ever going to happen again. But I'd love to see it. Excellent game.
Current Punisher runs really good, actually. I've been enjoying that.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
New guys coming around to you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure at the first issue, but I think we're up to issue 3 or 4 now, and it's really quite good.
That's good.
You've just got to get your head around that it's not Frank Castle anymore, you know?
Yeah. I'll have to give it a read.
The Punisher is by David Pepose too, who does Where's My Face? Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
You think about shit talking them there and reporting back.
Oh Jesus, there we go.
So, Efren, this one's not based on a comic property, but it's a superhero game. It's called Gravity Rush. So this is by like a Japanese company. It's published by Sony, but it's basically you can control gravity, and so you can like turn it upside down and basically like fly it through the air, you know, and you can like telekinesis and stuff. So much fun. Like I think it's got kind of an anime style to it. It's open world, and like the environment is very kind of like a cross between like kind of like 1800s France and like Japanese culture kind of mixed together. You know, it's really interesting. Music is beautiful in it as well.
I love that cover. It's awesome.
Yeah. I have a print of that.
Yeah, that's
framed
cool.
here. Like I love it. Yeah. Really underrated. Like I think more people should play it. They're doing a movie. There was like test footage came out like last month or something. So like down the road we'll see a movie of this. But it's fantastic. I think anyone who plays games has a PS4 or PS5, check it out. Like it's a good one.
Nice. Should we look at some of the comments before we go? Oh, you still got one more. Okay, cool.
Yeah, one more. So Batman Arkham, the greatest
video
series of all time. Like for me, this is the Arkham City. I think absolutely. This is the definitive version of Batman for me, and like almost all of his characters. Like this is the version I think is the truest to the comics, and like that's the backstory I think of when I'm reading comics. Like this is that version of them, you know. So like greatest of all time. I think absolutely.
When you're reading Batman, James, do you hear Kevin Conroy in your head?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. There's nobody else really. I think.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog.
For me, it's
I am the vengeance.
I am the knight. Yeah, it's Hamill and Conroy for me. Like those are the greatest stuff. Alright, so before I'll give you another minute, some comments.
I'm finished. I'm sitting here with the confidence of someone who knows he's nailed it.
They call him Big Balls Lees.
Well, that's what I forgot to
add. Panels and a half point Max Payne, whilst not a superhero game, deserves a remake. It's funny you say that. There is a remake being made at the moment. From memory, they're remaking the first 2 games, so that'll be out in the next like couple of years. I'm sure we'll get a trailer soon enough for it. Don't know what they're going to do about the voice acting, because the guy James McCaffrey who plays Max Payne in the games passed away a couple months ago. So curious if they'll just reuse his audio from the first game, or if he's already re-recorded it. We'll see. Batman says Manic Miner on the ZX Spectrum. I don't know what a ZX Spectrum is, to be honest.
Oh my goodness!
A magical box that welcomes you to some experiences that you would never experience before again.
Are they
such a young
Manic
age?
of the Miner variety?
Yes, and others.
Okay.
See the Max Payne. Do you remember the god awful movie they made from that franchise?
Marky Mark.
Wahlberg.
Weird.
For one.
I was excited for that before it came out, and then I went to see it, and I was like, oh no.
It was Mila Kunis was in it too, wasn't she?
She was.
was
she
she?
plays Mona Sachs. Yeah.
I mean, like the game feels like such a movie in itself. It almost feels redundant to make it as a movie.
Yeah.
It is odd, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know why they even try. And then like the movie just doesn't have any of that like noir kind of feeling. Like it almost goes more supernaturally in it. Like there's a lot of CGI kind of visions and stuff. It's crap.
Yeah.
Right, lads, pen down.
All right.
Let's have a look. See, Phil, we get you out of the way, will we?
You might as well start from the bottom.
I think he means the sleeve.
I think there's down to go still.
Kev, I need some more lessons, please, because like.
That's brilliant.
That's good.
I like that.
Well, there you
That's
go.
really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that's the Joker toxin. You know,
Yeah,
being recorded from the floor in his lapel, you know, that kind of thing. So,
Very good.
That's horrifying.
yeah. Like you're right, it is.
Peter, we'll go now for you then.
Well, I went tits up. I think I balls mine up. I just kind of thought that Scooby Doo's all hair, so you'd be all Joker coloured hair.
I like it.
Nice.
I was curious. I thought somebody would do that, like do a green hair thing. I like it.
I think that works.
Yeah, with the red nose and everything.
Yeah.
Very good.
I feel I have to tell a story behind mine. Like the concept I went for was like that through some process of surgery, like the Joker and Scooby Doo being combined into one, which is why I ended up.
Wow. I mean, it's like there's some real talent on the show.
I love the tears.
John, I'm getting more worried as the show goes on about your.
I actually think
First and last of you.
I actually think it's starting to add up. You know,
Yeah.
iconic art style as well.
At least there's a story behind all of them, isn't there? Yeah. That's... James, because look.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice. That is very cool as well, James. Love that, man.
Nice, like that.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Alex?
Oh, I'm gonna be in trouble because mine looks exactly like James. There, I did.
I mean, don't give yourself so much, Alex. It doesn't. It's not. You know. I think.
Yeah, put those two like side by side. I think they're the same.
Awesome.
Same exact face.
Kev.
Mine is the Joker after a long day terrorising likes getting his Scooby Doo onesie.
Awesome.
Take a 5. He's comfy, right?
Yeah.
I love this amalgamation one. This is a great idea for this.
That's great.
Love it. Jack Rollins, no sleep tonight then. I'm starting to understand John's thought process for his books.
I was thinking the same thing. Yep.
There you go.
Don't forget to do this and put my thing away.
Yeah, look at that. It's the same same Scooby Doo.
Click. Very good.
Superb.
That's
I
funny.
like the hash edition, Alex.
That's thank God I did it. Otherwise, I'd be
killing
I'd be
joke
in
style
trouble.
for it. Yeah. All right, lads. Last but not least,
Oh,
you got some options here now. So you could do so either Gremlin or a Gizmo in a Daredevil suit, or you could do like a Daredevil in a Gizmo suit. Or Gremlin, like he is the Gremlin, you know? The man without food after midnight.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's see.
Or I'm sure John will come up with something else. This was the one that made us laugh the most when we threw them out. Was great. So let's go on.
I was just thinking of the girl gremlin as Electra. All right, let's see here.
Right.
Right then.
I'll start the timer. We'll give you a few extra minutes. Maybe.
Is there any point in the timer anymore?
It's just so I can keep track. I know you've had at least this amount of time, you know, when I look at it.
We're going to do it 5 minutes this time for sure. We're going to cut you guys off. So
Right? Yeah.
I think we can go down a rabbit hole on this one. I feel Efren. So food.
Yeah.
we like to throw a non-nerdy thing in here every now and then. And Efren wants.
Yeah, we just pick our topics, between the drawings, and we say, "What do you want to talk about?" I think I've talked about food with Peter and you guys, endlessly. So I said, "Yeah, why don't we just talk about food? What kind of foods we like?" So, one of my favorites here. I live in San Diego. I'm not sure if you guys ever had a fish taco before. Really,
I have, yes, actually, very nice.
You have? Okay.
Yeah. There's a couple of really authentic Mexican places here in Dublin.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
I went to fish taco. Like we went to a taco place, and I think I just tried one of each, and the fish one was nice. I was surprised.
Yeah, I love fish tacos. Another one of my favorite foods I eat at least once a week is spaghetti. I just really love spaghetti.
Now what's on your spaghetti now? What sauce?
Just regular. I put grounded meat, beef, and I love jalapenos on there too, man. You ever tried
jalapenos?
Yes.
It's like basically a bolognese, but you throw jalapenos in there. That's
oh my god! I put jalapenos in just about everything, man. I just put jalapenos on my hot dogs and nachos, of course, and spaghetti. If I can put jalapenos on my food, I do it.
I have to try that. That's interesting.
I've made my own pickled jalapenos before. Yes.
Yeah. I'd love to give that a go. Yeah. It's actually kind of hard to find like a decent priced jalapeno jar here in.
Any of you guys ever come to San Diego, I'm taking you to all the Hispanic restaurants. You'll be sick of it by the time we're done.
Yeah. So. I'm a big Mexican food guy. I love burritos. I love I often make like a big batch of chili at home, and I'll it'll last me a week. I'll just go through it. So that's great. What's your favorite dinner? What would be your absolute favorite meal?
Gosh. Well, I already said spaghetti. I mean, I love Italian. Probably say a steak, a good cooked steak.
That's my number one too. So steak, nice medium rare with some really thick cut fries.
Yeah.
And some some pepper sauce. That's and some crispy onions. That's my number one. That would be my last meal now.
Yeah, good steak. Yeah. So I also like clam chowder. I mean, I'm really into clam chowder.
Hey, come on over to my neck of the woods. I'll take you to some good chowder places.
Yeah. I was in San Francisco a few years ago, and I was just I couldn't stop eating this stuff. It's so good. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I like I know it's a gimmick and it's a stupid gimmick, but it's they hollow out a bread bowl. And make it roll and make it into a bowl and put chowder in it.
Now, I haven't done this in a while, but I used to go, I live in San Diego, and right across the border is, Mexico. I used to go to a place called Puerto Nuevo or Newport. It's about 30 minutes from the border, and they just have the best lobsters. They're very cheap and expensive, man. And just all you can eat, basically. I used to love doing that also.
Yeah. So what would you say is your favorite thing to cook at home? Do you cook at home a lot?
I cook at home. What I like to eat 2 or 3 times a week, 2 at night, is just make my own quesadillas. Yeah, it's just nice. Cheese and salsa and guacamole and sour cream. Sometimes I put meat in it. I eat 2 of them at night with rice and beans. Yeah. That's my easiest thing to make, but I enjoy it a lot. Yeah. Oh, one thing I love that Peter loves too is corn dogs. Oh my god, corn dogs are so good.
Vile.
I love corn dogs as well. I think
bloody horrible.
Oh, they're delicious. I think they're so good. I remember the first time I'd ever seen them in person, because I watched a lot of American stuff growing up, so I'd see corn dogs all the time. And then I went to Toronto. My friend was living there, and we were in the supermarket. And I just saw a bag of frozen corn dogs. So I was like, yeah, I'm buying them anyway. So we went home and cooked them. They weren't great. And then I think a few days later, we found a corn dog stand. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get one now. And it was, delicious. Love it.
Another thing that I eat, they say it's good for hangovers. And they say it's called menudo. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's called tripe, like cow intestines.
Oh, tripe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah,
it's good, man. Don't.
Well, I feel like I'll try anything. If lots of people think it's nice.
They say it's good for hangovers. In the Hispanic culture, they say when you have a hangover, you eat something menudo. Really good. What about yourself? What besides a steak? What else do you like over there?
Well, American food is so great in our culture. I think, not to the, to be fair, extremes. I think that you have over there. Like I went to Vegas and went to IHOP, and I got just a deep fried chicken fried steak thing with gravy on it, and it was delicious. But like, God, you'd be stuffed at the end of it. Yeah, for me, I love chicken wings and blue cheese dip, hot sauce on it. That's another go-to. That's my go-to in restaurants. If they have good chicken wings, that's all I'm getting.
I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever eaten, or Alex, have you ever eaten an In-N-Out hamburger?
Oh, sure, yeah. Anytime I'm out west, I'll try to swing into one of those. And that was always because I was like in college, especially, I was a huge Big Lebowski fan.
Yeah.
So we were making jokes about it the whole time, and then we actually got it like, oh, actually, it's really good.
Yeah, if you guys ever go to the United States, try to, if you're in the West Coast, they have most of the In-N-Out burgers. Are really
Missed
good.
In-N-Out. I remember when I've been over there, like Wendy's I went to, and that was really good. Oh, poutine.
Oh, Wendy's?
Poutine? Wendy's was nice, I thought. Like,
Wendy's is good.
Chicken sandwich is good. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm in a calorie deficit, so this isn't really helping me. You know, I'm trying to.
I'm just thinking of like what to represent America, and you're like Wendy's. Like, what have we done?
Yeah, the end of civilization.
Yep.
Denny's.
Denny's
is good as well.
Of the top three for fast food, Wendy's is, I guess, the best, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
IHOP is where it's at for breakfast, I think.
No, man, go to
IHOP.
Oh my God, James!
Forget, just make your own breakfast.
The best.
You know what's better than that? Cereal.
No,
It's just some Cheerios and stop burning
with gravy, a bit of Tabasco. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Spaghetti and meatballs. I'm a big fan of Efren as well. Like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like I love my carbonara. Actually, carbonara's
Yeah.
Number one
Olive
pasta.
Garden, that's fantastic.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. Olive Garden's my favorite.
All you can eat breadsticks.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing.
it's the
Isn't there,
breadsticks
like,
and the salad. The best thing about it, to be honest.
Don't they
What,
do?
what
like,
was that place in New York, the Korean place that we all loved? And, whenever we went to New York Comic Con, what was it called again?
The Thai place?
No, the Thai place was good as well. But remember the Korean chicken place, the Korean fried chicken place?
Oh yeah.
And then you ordered a medium, and it came like a slab.
Yeah. I don't remember, but I mean, yeah, we would do a bunch of places. That place we went in Carolina was really good. That oyster bar that one time.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Bubba something. Oh shit.
Well, you know what? That was great. When I went to the Thought Bubble, and I forget if I told this story before. With John, and John was like, "All right, we're to go out." I was like, "Yeah, take me out. This is your home turf. I want to see what you got. Give me some real like something around here that's gonna be great." And we ended up we tried a few places. Everything was like all booked up, and we ended up going to Five Guys, which they're all like.
We tried literally 3 different places, and like Harrogate, I've never seen a place where not only can you not get to eat if you haven't put in the reservation, but they'll literally like look at you with like anger.
They were like
walking into the restaurant with the reservation, like, how dare you darken my door without reserving ahead of time? Get out of my sight, you scumbags.
Yep.
And
You could have treated him to Weatherspoons, John.
well, the funny thing was, I made the joke ahead of time. I probably end up being in Five Guys. And
That's right.
And then, like, I was like something about a movie where we've been to like 4 different places. They all turned us down. And then, like, we're standing in the rain, and we're like, where are we going to eat then? And we looked, and we were bathed in the light of the Five Guys. And we're standing in the like, this is where we're going.
We always end up in a Chinese. That's there. A really nice kind of. They say it's all you can eat, but it's one of these ones where you have to order. It's not like a big buffet kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
so like 3 of us got like 2 things that came before someone's first thing came and stuff like that. You know, it's a bit annoying. I like just go up and fill your plate. Because you just like I like to stagger it in ways like, oh, this is going to be my Italian plate, this is going to be my Chinese plate and stuff, you know.
Whenever Peter comes to Dublin, where are you going to take him to? Eddie Rockets?
No, fuck the Eddie Rockets. No, there's a few good places. There's a Korean fried chicken place that's really good. There's a Chinese place that's really good that do like
Boojum?
dumplings and stuff. Boojum's not bad. I don't mind Boojum. We have to go get a breakfast roll anyway. That's for damn sure. Because you don't have like delis properly over there.
We don't have what?
Like delis.
They have Greg's. That's the height of it. Greg's.
Yeah. It's just a
Don't be knocking Greg's. Don't be knocking Greg's. Greg's is like staple food.
I got a breakfast roll baguette there that it was like someone farted in it. The eggs were so like disgusting. Yeah, I'm gonna take you to Dunn Stores and get you the proper breakfast roll there. It's gonna be beautiful. I love it.
Have you guys ever had gumbo or jambalaya?
No, I've always wanted to try gumbo.
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
Jambalaya pie.
Another one hours. They have one. They have a restaurant here in San Diego. Well, they have more than one, but I usually go visit it. It's really good food, you know. So.
Yeah, I went to New Orleans for my honeymoon, and yeah, I mean, it was one of those like, all right, I've never been here before.
Yeah.
Anything that sounds weird, I'm grabbing. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like had alligator, we had gumbo, we had all sorts of weird things. What are those sandwiches down there? The big like
Poor boys.
yeah. So it was the same deal. Like when I a zillion years ago now, I went to see John and like right as we were starting to do sync, just to kind of get a lay of the land. And I remember having haggis, and it was just one of those like, all right, come on, you're here. If you're ever going to do it, this is the time to do it. It was great.
Really?
Yeah, oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, I would absolutely have it again.
Huh.
Did I take you to that place that did the haggis and black pudding pizza?
Was that?
Did I take you to the place that did the haggis and black pudding pizza? I can't remember.
Black pudding on a pizza. Just not,
Yeah, haggis
just
and
not
black
going
pudding is
together.
amazing.
I've had haggis on a pizza. It's fantastic.
If you say so.
Yeah, really is.
John, you're a bit of a foodie because on your Instagram, you're quite often putting plates of food that you've bought when you're out or whatever, aren't you?
Yeah.
can't
Well, I
crack
don't like
eggs.
how, like, you say that, and anyone is going to go on my Instagram and see the like the most recent picture just me fucking up a fried egg, like. So. But yeah, I do like to cook when I have the time. I find it quite therapeutic. I'm not totally good at it, but I do enjoy it.
Nice.
Very good. Right, lads, that's well over time. So, Phil, I'll end your misery.
Oh, thanks. To be fair, I just whipped this up in no time, so that's that's the radar. By the way.
I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Very cool.
Very good. Let's finish. John.
There you
Let's see.
I kind of ran out of inspiration for this one, so I couldn't think of anything clever, so I ended up like just going for like, what if Gizmo was struck by blindness? And weirdly enough, like, for some reason, he looks like the little kid in A Christmas Story. You know, when he's like,
Yes.
and he's like, then you'll be sorry. Like, and he's like, blind.
What brought you to this lowly state?
James.
Oh.
Nice.
That is very cool, James. That is very cool.
That's very nice.
You run out of those little postcard things, did you?
Yeah, I've run out of the wee cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard drawing so much bigger these days than doing the wee sketch cards.
Let's see. Kev?
I went Joe Quesada, Daredevil.
Oh, there you go.
Bloody
With
hell.
Gremlin.
Nice.
Man.
That's awesome.
Good buff Gizmo is.
I mean, that's just
Oh, it's a
cool.
gremlin, not a gizmo.
Oh,
Look at the feet.
oh yeah.
That's incredible, man. I love the shading on
That's
that
great.
thing. So cool. Alex.
Oh, yeah, I had him. Gizmo having a little trouble the first night out. He'll be all right.
That's amazing. Do you know how Peter, like in because we did a Gremlins review lately. Do you know he's watching like Rambo? Do you think like if they make a new one, it'll be he's watching like a Marvel movie or something?
No, it'll be John Wick.
Yeah,
You'll have Gizmo as John Wick.
Yeah, in a little suit. Gizmo in a little suit.
You've been watching Poor Things or something like that.
Yeah.
Peter.
There he is.
Nice.
Gizmo
Excellent.
without fear.
All right, that's everybody. Everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. You want to hold them up?
I finally remembered to keep it on me this time.
Click.
Very cool. Very cool.
Excellent. Right, Peter, are you going to go get the?
Yeah,
Instagram
I'm doing them now, so you just set the next round off, and I can jump on when I
Cool.
can.
So we don't have another one. So this for the audience. So anyone in the chat, we're gonna take the first two characters that come through, and you can.
Yeah.
What with the
so-
audience contribution one?
Somebody leave a comment, and the first two characters, that's what you guys got to draw. So,
Yeah.
All right.
The Invisible Man.
Storm.
I'd expect some wrappings around at least if it was invisible. So one character each, guys, in the chat, and
Bill and Ted.
one character each, Doctor. Okay, if
Let's
you want
just
to take
merge
either,
Bill
Well,
and
let's
Ted.
Ted.
yeah, do a Bill or a Ted then.
Excellent.
And
Thank you.
Right. I'm just
Predator.
gonna switch-
Right, so let's do a Bill and Ted Predator. Excellent. Very
Sure.
good. Right, so I'll start the timer.
God, good luck, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm really hoping someone does a Bill and someone does a Ted and they go together really well. Put them together, smashed.
Oh my lord.
There's the timer.
Let's see.
Did we pick another topic, James? Or
I threw in one, Efren, because I know
Okay.
usually we're stuck for kind of chats here.
Thank you.
I want to talk about this here. Right. So I've been, like I said, I was in a bit of a DC mood lately. So I was just very curious. Anytime people talk about DC villains, it's really just the Batman villains that people kind of go through.
Yeah.
What's your favorite or some of your favorite DC villains that aren't related to Batman?
Oh, well, you have her there, but I thought she was more related towards Wonder Woman. Is Cheetah? I like her
Yeah, she's a
backstory.
Wonder Woman villain, yeah.
Yeah, I always like that character, Cheetah. Just her whole, storyline, and gosh, I'm not much of a DC guy. So out of that, let me see.
I'm a big fan of Captain Cold.
Yeah, Captain Cold from Flash.
And also like Mirror Master, just because like he's Glaswegian.
Is he?
Yeah, well, he used to be, then they retconned him like in the New 52. It'd be
Okay,
American again, which makes me furious.
That's funny. I've always loved Black Manta. I've always
Yeah.
loved the costume.
Yeah.
I think he's awesome. I love how ruthless he is. And yeah, he's awesome in that Injustice game. He's my main kind of character that I play as. He's just so quick with the knife and the jetpack and the laser and everything. He's awesome. I love him.
It is amazing how Batman's, rogue gallery, how they just are so much involved with DC books. I would say, if Batman wasn't around, I don't think DC would be around.
I mean, if you were to rank 10 best villains, like 7 of them are going to be Batman villains, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like you're going to have Joker, Riddler, Penguin, Mr. Freeze up there. So
Two-Face.
we have a couple of Sinestro fans. So Dr. Von Hoof, Sinestro, Jack Rowlands, Sinestro, or Mr. Freeze. Sinestro, I only really know from I think he's in the first Injustice game, and then he's in that Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, the Mark Strong version. Do you read Green Lantern much, or have you read much Green Lantern?
Yeah, I've been reading Green Lantern off and on. They always seem to stop it and then they reboot it, for one reason or another, But yeah, like I said, I was a big fan of Jessica Cruz from the Green Lantern.
Yeah, of course.
So I do read Green Lantern.
I often like the leaders of the other kind of Lantern. Like I like Atrocitus. I think that's a cool character. He's in Justice as well. He's really good. Or like the Black Lanterns, I think is really cool. Oh, he's gone, is he? Everyone's gone.
I'll be right back. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Lads, favorite DC villains outside of the Batman Rogues gallery?
Well, Darkseid's a great one. And just like a lot of the kind of evil gods, like Granny Goodness is great as well.
Yeah,
just like that kind of concept. I'm a real soft spot for Anton Arcane from Swamp Thing, who's just like a depraved villain whenever he appears.
Yes, he's in the. Is his daughter like a sidekick as well, Abby Arcane?
Something? She's like the love interest for.
Yeah. Trigon, someone's mentioned here. So that's Raven's dad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. James, you got one?
No, I don't really read a lot of DC, so I can't say.
Is there any even just from pop culture or movies or anything like this character?
No.
Nice. Appreciate that.
No problem.
It's all right.
I'm here for the engagement.
Yeah. Phil, you got one?
Nope.
Alex Scott.
Scott.
He's my favorite DC villain because I don't like Kingdom Come. And I'm just trying to troll Peter, basically.
Okay, all right.
Where is
You
he?
got the name wrong. That's a start. Alex Ross, man. Alex Ross.
What did I say?
Alex Scott.
I thought you just
Who's
said
that?
Scott.
Or Alex Ross there. You're right.
And she the football lady.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But no, honestly, I don't really read much DC outside of the main ones, to be honest. Condiment Man is always quite interesting.
That's a Batman one, though, isn't it?
One of the obvious answers for non-Batman
We
greats.
can't forget Kite Man. So he's a good character. I like that.
Kite Man's a good one, yeah.
Kite Man, actually, you're right. Just for that scene in Deceased where he hit the invisible jet. Remember that one, Pete? Where he's
where he hits the invisible jet's window, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's glides along the side of it. That was hilarious.
What's that?
In Deceased, he's the fly in the invisible.
Oh,
Wonder
sorry,
Woman's
the
invisible plane.
zombie one, yeah, he does.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Doomsday. I know he's been totally overused over the last few years, but I think, the original run of Doomsday versus Superman, the Death of Superman, was a tremendous little run, and he's a great villain. They do a lot of fleshing out of him in a 3-part miniseries called, I think it's Prey, where it shows he's kind of how he's created on Krypton by just basically thousands of years of genetic manipulation of sending him out, getting killed, and then getting his cells back, and then regrowing him. Very cool villain. Very cool.
Yeah. Somebody said Mr. Nobody from Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Don't know that character at all. Yeah, I mean, I just think they're so colourful and fun, like a lot of them.
Grodd is another one that I love.
Yeah.
Sorry, John, what was that?
Grodd is another one that's good.
Grodd's a cool one. He's got a big role in Injustice. That's my I didn't watch The Flash, so that's my sort of first viewing of that character, and I think he's really cool. I really enjoyed him. Captain Boomerang's I'm a big fan of as well. It's probably
To be fair, Brainiac, even though he would be considered one of the big ones, he never gets spoken about a lot, I don't think.
No.
So Brainiac's pretty cool. Obviously mentioned one there today.
Jeff Jones's run on Brainiac was very, very cool when he was that Lightning? I can't remember what the series was. It was a Superman series, but where he brings him down to earth at the end and they have the fist fight. That was very cool.
That was good.
In Reverse Flash, obviously, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's cool. I always liked him. Friend, right? How long has that been?
Oh, we need some time yet.
More time.
Whilst you are drawn, then can I just ask Alex in particular? We've been talking on one of the shows that I do about comic book covers recently, because we pick our favorite comic covers of the week.
Yeah,
and I think it was a Scotty Young cover of an Aliens book that's coming out, which was a phenomenal cover, but it was absolutely destroyed by the fact that it had the trade dress on, then it had the 20th Century Fox logo slapped on it as well and stuff. As an artist, how does that not irritate the hell out of you when you do a stunning piece and then, it's got writing all over the cover?
It depends. It depends how it just comes out. Sometimes it's actually kind of cool because it feels like this is a real comic.
Yeah,
I get a real like that feeling is, I've been doing this I don't know how long, but a long time, and that's you still get a kick out of seeing the little logo in the top the corner of the thing and all that. So unless it covers up something specific, it doesn't bug me at all.
Okay. Do you get any input into it? Do you kind of get a chance to see?
A lot of the stuff because a lot of stuff I do. Yeah, no, I'll put in the cover and we'll make sure the logo's on there, it looks good and everything, and we'll see it with the logo and kind of go back and forth. For example, Sync, we're doing those. That's all very very in-house. We're John and I are working on those things. And a lot of time it's fine. I'm trying to think of an example where I got it back and I was like, oh, this is not good. But nothing pops up. Yeah, a lot of time the bigger company, they'll have somebody else check that on there. But even sometimes with smaller companies, I'll even put the logo on myself. And I just did that recently for another book. As long as and also when you're drawing it, you gotta give room. They're all right, there's gonna be a logo up here, so you
work around.
Try to keep that in mind. And there's been a lot of times where I've drawn something, and the only annoying thing is okay, can you scoot it down a little bit? and no, that's fine. But then you're like, okay, well, what I had going on here is not gonna like how am I gonna figure out how to what I drew here to push it up a little bit and make it that work? But
Okay,
that's part of the job.
good stuff.
I suppose. If you say so.
Have you got any big cons coming up, either of you, John or Alex?
Yeah, I'm going to be going to Emerald City in Seattle at the end of this month.
Are you going to Emerald City?
Wow.
Yeah, aye. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be actually tabling with Ad Cahoon, the artist in the Nasty. I've never met him in person before. That'll be fun. Yeah, so and it's been a while since I've been to Seattle. Last time I was at Emerald City was 2018. So keen to get back again. It's be a fun experience, hopefully.
Nice
stuff. How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I'll be at C2E2 this year.
Oh wow,
which will be fun because that was the last time I was there was right before COVID.
Yeah,
and like right before, like the week, like that was like
it was kind of getting started and folk were kind of like shutting things down. And that. I was
like, it was like, well, for example, I remember buddy Ben Bishop who worked on the Last Ronin series, and I was there with Joe Mulvey, and we saw him, and he was just like, "Yeah, don't touch me. I don't know what this virus is going around." And of course, Joe was like, nuts with that, and like tackled him with a big hug and like a smooch and all that type of stuff. Yeah. He's like, "Get off of me!" It was, but I remember that was the first time I saw anybody with a mask on. I saw people like wiping down chairs, and that was like kind of the
crazy time.
It was a mix of like, all right, these guys are gonna settle down, and also maybe this is something. Yeah. And then like a week after that or 2 weeks after that, like the whole world. Like, all right, we're done.
Well, went mad, didn't it? Went mad. Yeah. Are you both coming to Thought Bubble this year?
I'm hoping so. I gotta take a look at like financial stuff and all that, but I'd love to get back. I mean, I wanted after the first time that I was like, all right, I gotta figure out a way to do this. Like, if not every year, every other year. Yeah, I had a ball.
And I've got some good restaurants I'll take you to this time.
Yes,
it's called Pizza Hut. That's where you go. Pizza Hut. Burger King. Yeah.
It's pizza. It's German.
Any of you guys going to WonderCon or San Diego Comic-Con this year?
I'm gonna try to get out to San Diego this year.
Cool.
Again, it's I just gotta in the middle of the book, like that's on my mind, and like cons are like, oh yeah, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm even doing C2E2 is my wife reminded me like, oh, that deadline's coming up. I'm like, oh, I should probably do that. I got to get out to Emerald City though, John. I've never been to that show.
Yeah, no, I think you'd have a great time there. I love Seattle. It's a great city. And the con was fun the last time I was there. Me and Joe had a good time when we last went.
Yeah, I remember hearing some stories. But that's like the last one of the last shows at least in America that like for a big show that I haven't done yet. Like because I was at San Diego, I've been C2E2, I did Heroes, I've done WonderCon, New York Con.
MegaCon was just last week.
Actually, that's another one I got to do. MegaCon, yeah.
It's meant to be really good, that one, isn't it? I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
Yeah, same deal. Yeah, and do the show and then head over to Disney World and have some fun.
Yeah.
John, we'll have to get you to HorrorCon, one of the HorrorCons that me and James go to.
I would love to do a HorrorCon. It always seems to be like the same week as Thought Bubble, though, which is why I haven't been able to do it. But I know.
The last one me and James did was stunning. We got to see a special screening of Thanksgiving a couple of weeks before it was released.
How was that, by the way?
Really good.
Amazing.
It's good.
So good. Yeah, I loved it.
Because Grindhouse is still one of my favorite movies. Like it's in the top 10. Like that. Basically, anytime you see anybody get like gore or blood or anything, I'm totally doing that first shot in Planet Terror when like somebody gets shot next to Bruce Willis and it just goes like, and I was like, that's it. That's what I'm doing in every comic right there. If anybody gets
shot explode.
Yep, it was a mix of that and like Dead Alive or Brain Dead, or whatever you call it. Like, if someone gets hit, they're getting hit, and it's just goes all over the place.
The Grindhouse trailer is like more kind of Friday 13th-esque, whereas the movies actually like Scream. But like, there's some scenes are like the trampoline scenes in it.
Of course, right?
The parade sequences in it. So it's excellent. Like, loved it.
Because when I saw the trailers, I was thinking like, oh, this looks like someone remade Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving was a movie that came out in like 1980.
Yeah.
And just like Blumhouse came around and like, let's do that again.
Maybe that's the kind of the approach he was taking. I guess.
Is that what it? Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for them to do Don't. That's what I want to see.
Which one? Don't? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody give Edgar Wright a call. That would be so great.
Yeah.
You were thinking of seeing this film.
The whole thing, and then just ends up. Oh man,
Right,
yeah,
guys.
that was a movie too that I didn't get to see in the theater. Like when it came out, like I couldn't get anybody to go with me. I was asking around, like, who wants to go see this with me? And
Grindhouse was butchered in the UK. They never got a proper release with the trailers. We got Death Proof came out in cinemas by itself as a single movie. Then like months later, like Planet Terror came out as a single movie. They never did it as the double bill with the trailers.
yeah, I kind of got the same because the first time I saw it was on DVD, and it was the same deal. Like Death Proof came out on DVD first.
Yeah,
and I bought that, and I was like, "Oh, this is great!" Like, it made me want to go watch a bunch of car chase movies.
Yeah.
And then I saw, and I figured like, "Oh, this has got to be the better one because this is Tarantino, and I like Robert Rodriguez, but it's not Tarantino, you know." Man. And then I saw Planet Terror, and I was like, "Yes, this is where it's at." Like,
fucking Death Proof is so underrated. I think like people really don't talk about that movie enough. I think.
Oh, it's a blast. It's yeah, it's. I mean, the way he structured it though is so goofy. I think that's why I could because you got two beginnings and then an end.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And so it's it's a good movie to fast forward.
I like that
like,
song.
all right, there they are, and all right, now the leg, there goes the leg.
It's probably utter commitment to what those movies were actually like. You watch a lot of movies of that era, which are seen as big, notorious, like, you know, horrors, and they are essentially like people just walking around talking for an hour, and you have like one violent scene, and then
yeah, totally right. So yeah, it was right on of like what a lot of those are. John, what was that? I know we're both of us are big. Speaking of grindhouse movies like that, especially that era, the Black Dynamite, the guys that did the sequel, did that ever come out? Do you know?
The Outlaw Johnny Black. Well, I was waiting for it to come out, and I just realised it's on Amazon Prime now. So yeah, it's out.
What? It is?
You quietly dropped on there, the Outlaw Johnny Black. Yeah, with appointment viewing.
What am I talking to you guys for? I gotta go. That's great news.
Black Dynamite's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, Black Dynamite. Yeah. I watched. I kind of knew of it. And you told me you're like, no, see this movie right now. I'm like, all right. And I was in a show, and it was like one of those like big boxes for $1 in a DVD, and I grabbed it and I brought it home. Like, this is the greatest cinematic masterpiece.
Don't think I've seen that one. I'll add that one to a list.
Oh, it's so much fun.
You ever seen Death Proof?
No, Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite. Yeah, Black Dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've never seen Death Proof. If that's what you're getting at, James.
Yeah. You watch it. It's good.
Oh yeah, that's
Kurt Russell, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, so we're set.
Start up.
Oh, yeah, kind of. Sure, let's go.
Alice, you can
I got talking about movies, and I'm like, I still got to draw a foot here, but all right.
Leave it last. Phil,
you get the idea.
Get this over with.
So I give him the blonde curly hair. He's wearing an excellent T-shirt with a phone box, and that's Scotty Young inspired. This is...
I was going to say it's Scotty Young. Yeah, there you go.
I think you're right. It is Scotty Young. Well done.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that, babe. That's there.
It's just as good.
Very cool. Very cool.
Peter,
I didn't do one because I was doing the Instagram
oh yeah,
stuff.
sorry. Yeah,
sorry.
Oh yeah. I was doing Instagram stuff. Sorry.
Wish I was doing Instagram.
Oh,
Nice.
I love that.
Like that.
that is
Excellent.
very cool, James.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Let's go.
Oh, thanks.
John.
Oh, me. I went quite simple with this one.
Oh, John.
That's very cool. Yeah.
I did the same joke.
This is synchronicity. We're on the same wavelength.
It's a good joke. It's
Oh, I done like the same pose, but without holding your head.
Very cool.
Brilliant.
Superb. Absolutely superb. Hold them up, guys. For spot on.
Click.
John, you got the guitar there.
Yeah. That's the extra mile.
Okay, guys, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Just before we'll call it a night, we have got a few images from people on Instagram. The ones from that round I haven't got on the slides yet, so I'll put them on my Instagram page to show them off. But we've got some superb images. These are from C4 Darkman. We've got some excellent. I love the Jessica Cruz coming out of the Green Lantern. That is very cool. Very cool. And I love his Scooby Doo as well. They look stunning.
The Gizmo is awesome. I love that.
Gizmo is very, very cool. Yeah, very cool.
Dare Gremlin, is it?
Yeah. As ever, we've got some phenomenal images from Mrs. Von Hoot. These are awesome. I love that Scooby Doo.
That Cammy is incredible. Yeah.
So this is stunning work. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, I love the Gizmo as well. Very cool. So very, very nice images as well. And then Chris Bell is sent with this one. I think this was Chris's. So again, another really, really nice image. So yeah. Some great stuff there, guys. Some great stuff. Nice. What I'll do is I'll put all those images on Instagram. If everybody who sent some pictures in sends us a message on Instagram tonight or over the next few days, I'll send you some free comic books as a thank you for taking part. So thank you very much for doing that. Just as we're closing the show, ladies and gents, just to remind everybody that I've finally got monetized on Instagram, on YouTube. So any money that we raise on the channel will go towards mental health charities. So thank you very much. We're very close to a first payout from YouTube within the next few weeks or so. So we'll do a show and we'll pick some mental health charities to send that to. On my channel, I've got a few things out at the moment. We've got our Blade Warrior figure from Present Toys, 1/6 scale Blade Wesley Snipes figure, which is very cool. I've got a video where we'll talk about our favourite He-Man characters, Master of the Universe characters, and then a video where we've picked up a couple of commissions from Aaron Bartlett, who's another phenomenal artist. So really, really cool. Check those out. We've started a new series on the channel called I Can View This All Day. A bit of a tongue-in-cheek Mickey take from the Captain America I Can Do This All Day line, where we're looking at old movies and reviewing them. Myself and James have recently done our review of Captain America 1990. Awful. It's not awful. How dare you?
So bad.
It's not awful. It's a good movie. Has anybody seen it? Anybody seen Captain America 1990?
I had this at the video shop when I was about 5 years old. That's the last time I saw it, probably.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's a tremendous movie. I recommend you just go check it out. But we'll be doing a whole host of classic movies. Next one will be the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie. So really looking forward to talking about that one. Dr. Von Hoot, thank you so much, mate. Really do appreciate that. Like I say, all goes to mental health charity. So we'll get that hopefully given out shortly. We'll do a show about that. Now, we've also got another channel, myself and James, which is our horror channel. So, James, do you want to tell a little bit about these?
Yeah. So, this is our One Good Scare. At One Good Scare Show is the channel. So, this is I'll Be Right Back. So, this is our kind of horror review series where we take a look at good and bad horror movies through the years. So, a lot of time we kind of go around what's a recent event. So, Valentine's Day is coming up, so we did Valentine 2001. We're also doing My Bloody Valentine next, the 3D one, 2009. There's some Christmas movies up there, so the two Gremlins movies, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night. We've done Fright Night as well. So we kind of talk a bit about the making of the movie, our thoughts on the movie, and then a little bit of trivia and stuff, and kind of where the franchise went, if it went anywhere. But honestly, my favorite thing to do now. It's my favorite thing I put out. So yeah, it's always a blast to do. They're
always great fun. And it was, I'm sure we've mentioned it to a number of you before, but had the pleasure of meeting Christopher Sarandon at For the Love of Horror, and he was an absolute gem. He was a lovely, lovely guy. So yeah, really, really recommend you check out that channel. Just to mention, I also take part in the Killer Comic Show. We've got a whole host of content for you. So every Monday we do top 10 comic releases. Wednesdays, thank fuck, it's the Wednesday. So that's final order cutoff, where we'll look at the comic books that are coming out in the next few weeks that are exciting. And then we do the Killer Comic Show on a Thursday, where we review comic books and talk geeky stuff. So, Efren, what have we got coming up on Past Point Comics?
Well, it's going to be on your channel this month, but Peter and I do our monthly advanced orders. And also, Peter and I do a monthly show that we just ask each other 5 questions. We have no idea what the questions are. And besides that, I've been doing a lot of YouTube shorts. I've been having fun with those. I'm just trying to have a good time.
yeah, I always enjoy doing that monthly picks, Efren. So yeah, looking forward to doing that with you, mate. Phil, we've got anything coming up on the Nerdyverse?
It's now called Philly's Fiction.
Philly's
Peter,
Fiction,
as
yeah.
you know now. I tried to reinvigorate myself to do some YouTube, but I made one video at the start of the month, and I intend to do more. It's just if and when I can be bothered to record something, I'll record it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And James, Comic Deal, how about you?
I'm guessing I'm going to make a video about trying to find who my favorite DC villain is. I have a good clue. Yeah. But no, apart from that, I will wait for the next Art Attack show.
Tremendous. Good stuff. Kev, how about yourself?
I got a con coming up at the end of this month, 24th. It's called Ink Blot. It's the first ever one being held in Manchester. So I will be there. It's only for one day on the Saturday, so I shall be there.
Okay, send us the date for that, Kev. I might try and pop down. Just a couple of hours away from me. And just to mention, Kev, as you will have seen tonight, is an incredibly talented artist, does his own comic books. He's got this out at the moment, The Weeping Blade, which is a fantastic, just a little short story, but it is absolutely stunning. So please do check out Kev. If you want a copy of this, give away copies on my Saturday night show. For people, John and Alex, if you guys want to have a bit of a look at this, drop us a line. I'll send you a copy. No problem at all.
Great. Yeah,
it's a great little story. So yeah, please do check that out.
Yes,
now, John and Alex, what have you got coming up? What exciting things can we look forward to from you guys?
Yeah, John.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We've got, obviously the big thing is just over a week from now, we've got the Sync Monsters Kickstarter campaign launching. So you can go to comicstribe.com/sync right now, and you can sign up to that or subscribe to it, so you'll get a notification the second the campaign goes live. Where they got over 300 people signed up, so hopefully that'll mean a good strong first day. I'm hoping to get day one funded. And without vomiting, Mom talking apparently. And yeah, so that's going to be a big exciting thing. I'm really excited about the stories. We've got like a double build. This one is a Kickstarter exclusive edition, which is going to have 2 Sync stories in it. We've got one which is like focusing on Simon McCurdy, who's a kind of like crime boss character in Sync Hill in Glasgow. It's kind of like an uncut gem style, everything going wrong at once story, which is a lot of fun. And then after that, the second story in Double Bill is one of my favourite stories I've done for Sync. It's like a first kind of story set in the past, set in 1950s post-war Glasgow, following like Chrissy Woods, who showed up in the last chapter. This is us seeing her as a child and finding out the story of the Gorbals vampire and like her backstory, and the way it connects to the present in surprising ways. So that'll be a fun story to kind of share and get out there. I hope people will jump on for that. And then other than that, it's just more of the Nasty coming out for me. I've got the last couple of issues of that coming out, plus the collection coming early summer, I believe, maybe May, June. And then I've got a couple of other things that are in the works in production that I can't talk about yet, but hopefully I'll be able to talk about before too long.
Fantastic, exciting stuff.
John, you're so busy. What's your day off? Do you have a day off, or is this?
Comics is my day off. Every day is a holiday when you're working on it.
And how about you, Alex? What have we got coming up from you?
Let's see. Well, the last issue of Drive Like Hell just came out. I think this last Wednesday recently.
Yeah.
And at the same time, still doing. There's more. The Devil That Wears My Face coming out. And let's see what obviously we got Sync going on. And what else can I talk about? I think that's. I don't think anything else has been announced. So I think that's. There's a Ghost in the Water coming out, and I think sometime this month.
That might even be. I don't know if this one's announced yet publicly, or can you talk about that?
What's that?
Is the launch of your OnlyFans page been announced?
And I'm on OnlyFans. Where I draw Sync in the buff.
You're drawn Sync, or you are in the buff as you draw.
Yes.
Tremendous. Listen, thank you so much, everybody, for coming on. It's been a great show as ever. Really big thank you to John and Alex. I really do appreciate your time, because I know how busy you guys are. Thank you very much, everybody that's been in the chat. It's been a buzzing show. And as ever, thank you to my two co-hosts, James and Efren, for managing so beautifully as we all scribble away. It's been a pleasure. Okie dokie. Thank you very much, everybody. That's your whack, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Right.